Welcome back. My name is Dr. Carl Baird, and today I'll be guiding you through a 20-minute low-impact workout for lower back pain and arthritis. So if you follow my channel at all, you know that improving movement and building strength are two of the best things that you can do to treat lower back pain and limit arthritis as you get older. But with that being said, not all movements are created equal. It's really important that we pick exercises that not only are effective at strengthening the muscles needed to support our spine, but they're also safe, meaning they do so while limiting impact that goes through the spine itself. So I've gone ahead and put together a few of my favorite workouts to help you build strength without stressing your joints. So if you're ready to get started, the only thing that we need for this workout is a red rubber resistance band, which if you don't have one, I do recommend that you buy something like this. They're just $10 on Amazon, but we use them for a lot of the exercises here on the channel. And something that might be helpful in this workout is a medium light kettlebell or dumbbell. Not 100% necessary, but if you have one, go ahead and grab it. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Now, if you're somebody that has been dealing with lower back pain and arthritis, odds are you're feeling a little bit stiff and sore, which is why I like to start with just some gentle movement to help ease out some of that stiffness. So let's go ahead and work our way to our hands and our knees, and we're going to start with our cat-cow. So to perform the cat-cow, you're going to press through your hands to arch your back, let your head hang, tuck your pelvis inward, and the cow is just the opposite. You're going to drop your stomach, lift your head, and roll the pelvis outward. And you're just going to work through this movement at whatever pace feels good. Starting slow and then speeding up is usually the best way to do it. And really just trying to avoid any painful range of motion. So stop the minute you feel pain and head back the other direction. And what you'll probably notice is as you start to warm up a bit, you can go a little bit further. But again, it's this gentle movement. One of the best things that you can do to just get rid of some of that pain and stiffness before our workout. All right, good. From here, we're going to shift our hips back towards our heel and reach our hands forward. This child's pose position just helps to decompress the spine a little bit, so it should feel good sinking into this position. Now you can hold here, or if you want, you can move in and out of the position. If you want to get a little upper body stretch, you can bring your hands to one side and stretch through this outside shoulder here. Whatever feels good. Just again, trying to decompress our spine a little bit. All right, let's go ahead and work our way onto our back. We got one more gentle movement before we get into our strength routine. So from here, we're laying on our back. We're going to have our feet a little bit outside of our hips, and we're going to do windshield wipers. So all I'm going to do is let my knees drop to one side. It's okay if your lower back comes off the ground here. We're just getting some gentle rotation in our lower back. So this one, usually a favorite of my clients. This one usually feels pretty good. But again, we're just trying to loosen everything up before we get into the workout. Nice work. Key is to keep it moving, so we don't just want to hold one direction. You do get a nice stretch in the muscle, so you can hold it for a second or two, but just make sure that you are moving through it. You're getting that internal and external rotation of the hips, rotation of the spine. Just helps everything loosen up. All right. We'll do one more. And good, let's come back to the middle. And this sets us up to start our first strengthening exercise, which is going to be the glute bridge. So again, on our back, hands on the floor. All you're going to do is press through your feet to lift your hips up into the air and come back down. So when we're building strength to limit impact on our spine, building strong glutes, one of the more important things that you can focus on. Your glutes set the foundation for your spinal positioning that helps limit impact on your spine. And unfortunately, just as is the case with a lot of our lifestyles, is, we spend a lot of time sitting, which means that our glutes don't need to work. So what I find is a lot of people with lower back pain or lower back arthritis have glutes that are on the weaker side. And that's why we really want to target this muscle group. And the glute bridge is a great way to do that while limiting impact that goes through the spine. All right, let's do one more. And done. Let's go ahead and work our way into a plank position. So we're going to start with our knee plank. So I'm going to come on my elbows, walk my knees out, and from here, I just want to hold this plank position here. So again, we're working our core. Building a strong core is also a very important part of solving lower back pain. The plank is one of the safest exercises for lower back pain because there's no movement that actually goes through the spine itself. If you go on YouTube, hundreds of different core exercises, see some pretty weird stuff on there. The plank, it's not sexy, but it's safe and it's very effective. So we're just going to hold here. If you want a little bit more of a challenge, lift your toes up. And if you want even more of a challenge, you can come onto your toes. But again, this is your first time going through it. Just start with the knee plank to be sure that you feel comfortable and confident before progressing. We got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Now we're going to move to our side plank. So to set this up, we want our elbow directly under our shoulder. We want our knees, hips, and feet stacked. And from there, we're going to lift our hips up off the mat. So when we're in this top position, what we're looking for is that our body is in a straight line. So I don't have my hips kind of bent backwards here. Everything's in a nice straight line. And my shoulders are stacked. So I'm not rounding forward here. And again, just another static hold. This one we're only doing for 45 seconds. And again, this one usually is a little bit harder. So if you need to take a break, it's okay. Just set the hips down. And when you feel ready, come back up. And then next time you go through this routine, the goal is to hold it a little bit longer that time until you can do 45 seconds straight. But we got just 2, 1. Good job. Let's go ahead and flip to the other side. Set it up the same way. Elbow below the shoulders, knees, feet, hips stacked. And from there, we're coming up. Again, side plank, one of the most important strengthening exercises to help solve lower back pain. Obviously, it strengthens the core, but it also targets a lot of the deep lower back stabilizers to help limit impact through those structures of your spine. So it usually is the least favorite of a lot of my clients, but it's a really important one and important that we get through it. And so again, if you need to take a break, just come back down and it's okay. If that break is after 10 seconds, 5 seconds, start wherever you need to. But what you'll find, the more you do it, the better you get at it until you can hold it for the full 45 seconds, which is right now. Nice work. Let's go ahead. We're going to move to the standing position of our workout. So let's work our way up. I'll meet you there. For our next exercise, we'll be using our red rubber resistance band. So go ahead and grab that and we'll perform the banded hip hinge. So to perform the movement, you're going to take your band, you're going to stand right on top and then stand all the way up. So again, the band should be at your side. And from there, we're going to perform a hip hinge movement. And so what that looks like is I'm going to send my hips back while keeping a neutral spine. So I want to stop the minute I feel tension in my hamstrings here. So let me go ahead and start the timer and I'll talk you through it. So again, I'm sending the hips back and I want to maintain a neutral spine, meaning I don't want to overextend, and I don't want to flex the spine there. I want a nice, strong position of my spine. And come back up. So if you haven't heard of the hip hinge, this is one of the most important movements for anybody with lower back pain to learn, because it not only targets your hamstrings and glutes in terms of building strength, but it teaches you how to maintain a neutral spine as you bend forward, which is something you not only do in your workout routine, but it's something that you do throughout your day. And so learning this movement helps limit impact that goes through the structures of your spine throughout the entirety of your day. And done. Good job. Next, we're going to build some leg strength with a box squat. So if you have a box or a chair, go ahead and grab it. If you don't, it's okay. We can just do air squats. But we're going to start in the standing position, and from there, we're going to perform a squat. So I'm just going to send my hips back, tap the box, come back up. And if this is too much for you to start with, you can actually sit all the way back down and then press up through your legs. Just make sure it's not using your momentum to stand up. We want our muscles to do it. So again, sending the hips back, drop down, and tap. This is just a box squat. The squat, another important movement pattern that we need to learn to help limit impact that goes through your spine, as well as strengthening our legs, particularly your glutes and your hamstrings, which help protect your lower back. Nice work. And again, the key is performing controlled. So I'm not worried about how fast you're doing your squats. I'd rather each one be performed with perfect form to avoid putting too much impact on your spine. Good. Okay. Next, we're going to move to our dumbbell or kettlebell march. So this is where if you have a weight, I would go ahead and grab it. If not, that's okay as well. You can perform it without weight. But what we're going to do is take our weight, hold it right in front of our chest. And from there, all I'm going to do is march in place. So this is a loaded carry exercise, which is one of the best functional core exercises for lower back pain because it targets the entire core and again, doesn't put too much impact through the discs or the joints themselves. So a couple things. We want to move nice and slow. So you can see I'm doing like a second hold with each leg at the top if your balance allows for it. Now, if you're having trouble with the balance, it's okay to do quicker steps like this. But again, the goal is to improve balance so that you can hold it. So if you do this exercise routine a couple times, you're working on being able to hold that position for a longer period of time. Keep going. Got about 10 seconds left. Slow and controlled. 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. So that was round 1 of this exercise routine. I'm going to go ahead and meet you back on the floor and we're going to do those exercises one more time. Nice work completing round 1. If you need to take a break, go ahead and just pause this video and then get right back into it as you feel ready. But if you're ready to go, let's get back onto our mats. On our back, knees bent, feet on the floor, and we'll start with our glute bridges. Pressing our hips up and back down. So if you're looking to add a little bit more to this exercise, you can take your arms and press them into the ground. That's going to create tension in the upper body. And then when you get to the top, you have tension in your glutes. So you're creating this full body tension And that tension is what is going to help limit impact on your joints. You have your muscles contracting to take impact off of your joints. So again, you just kind of hold your arms into the ground, press up to the top. And again, this is a very challenging movement with, again, not a lot of impact going through your lower back. Keep going. We'll do one more. Nice work. Okay, let's go ahead and move to our plank exercise. So we're doing knee planks. We're going to start on our elbows and our knees. And we're going to hold this position. Should be feeling a little warmer than round one. Maybe this round's feeling a little bit more challenging, but same thing. If you do need to take a break, it's okay. Just shift your hips up, take a quick break, but as soon as you feel ready, get back into it. And the goal is you do this routine enough that you're able to hold this position for a full minute without needing a break. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, if you're not there yet. Good to have a goal. Good job. We got 10 more seconds for those keeping track. And again, this is feeling too easy. You can always go to your toes. And done. Let's go ahead and get in position to our side plank. So we're going to start, remember, our elbow right under the shoulder, knees and hips stacked. And from there, we're lifting those hips up and holding. So again, we want our body in a nice straight line, and we want our shoulders stacked, not rounding forward over our down shoulder here. From there, we're just going to hold this position for 45 seconds. This is usually my client's least favorite exercise, but as I mentioned in round one of the most important. So it's important that we get this one in, but if you need to take a break, it's okay. Set the hips down, but as soon as you feel comfortable, get back into it. In this one, we're only doing for 45 seconds, so we got about 5 seconds left here. Good job. Keep it up. 2 and 1. Let's go ahead and switch to the other side. And up. So again, shoulder stacked, body in a nice straight line, and holding. Just go to your happy place, wherever that is. Just got to get through it. Good job. Not too much to talk through on this one. It really is just a nice static hold as long as your body's in a nice straight line. Elbows stacked. You're in a good position. Just a matter of being able to hold it. This one, if this is feeling too easy, there is a foot variation where you bring your feet out and do the side plank, but that is pretty advanced. 3, 2, 1. Good job. We're done with our round 2 floor routine, so let's go ahead and work our way up to the standing position. Nice work. So we're back to our banded hip hinge, so go ahead and grab your red resistance band. We're going to step right in the middle and come to a standing position. And from there, we're just going to hold on to the band as we perform that hip hinge movement and stand back up. So I'll kind of talk you through a few of the things you want to watch out for. One, most importantly, is you're making sure that you're sending your hips back. That's the movement there. So it's not bending forward. So one way to tell if you're bending forward is if the band is starting to travel forward. When you do this movement, the band should really stay right on the outside of your lower leg. Other things to watch out for. Really make sure that you're stopping when you feel tension in those hamstrings. Now, if you watch me, This is about where I feel tension. Now I could go lower, but that's where I start to round my back, which is what we want to avoid. Remember, we want to keep that nice neutral spine throughout the entirety of the movement. So let's perform one more and then move to our box squats or air squats. If you don't have a box, that's fine. All right, standing in front of the box, sending the hips back, dropping down, tapping, or sitting down and coming back up. Nice work. So the box squat is a nice variation to start with, just because it adds a little bit more safety to the movement. Gives you an idea of where you should stop. And if you're not quite strong enough to perform a full air squat or not confident enough in the movement, you can always start with that sitting down and coming up until you get enough repetitions where you feel comfortable and confident. That's what all of these workouts are about. You don't want to progress to the next set of exercises until you feel 100% confident that you can perform the movement for a full minute and without any lower back pain or stiffness. Nice work. We got one more. And done. All right, we just got one more movement. It's going to be those weighted carries. So go ahead and grab your weight if you have one. Hold it right in front of your chest. And again, it's just going to be a slow march. Should be breathing heavy. I'm breathing heavy, got a nice little sweat going. That's what's great about these low impact workouts, is it's easy to get a really good workout while limiting impact on your joints without having to do too much and re-aggravate our back pain, which is the last thing that we want to do. So just remember, we're going nice and slow. Some people have a tendency to want to go fast on this one. It's also a great way to improve balance, which does help for lower back pain, but helps for all sorts of joint pain and other health measures. So practice that balance while we're here. Let's do one more each side. And last one. Done. Nice. Congratulations on finishing our 20-minute low-impact workout for lower back pain and arthritis. I hope you're starting to feel some of the benefits of getting this movement and strength training into your routine. Now, one of the more common questions that I get is how often should I be performing this workout throughout the week? And I usually recommend trying to get about 4 times a week is a good number to shoot for. Now, with this lower impact workout, it's probably safe to do every day if you're feeling extra motivated, but just listen to your body. If you're feeling a little run down or the muscles are a little sore, get another source of movement into your routine and shoot for every other day. So that's all I got for you today. Again, if you do have any questions, shoot them down in the comments below. I do read them and I'm happy to answer. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you soon.